messed up. Just a minute. Just a minute. I said just a minute. Okay. 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 Alright. And here we are. Hey everyone. How's it going today? It's going good, I hope. I'm doing okay. What are we doing today? Well, today we are going to start working on this guy. The Focke-Wulf Fw190A-8. That's a big mouthful to say all in one. I'm just going to call it the Focke-Wulf F190A. Good enough, right? This is a 1/72nd scale by Academy. I have already taken the tape off the box, but I have not. Oh, I've undid the one bag that this comes in. Oh, sorry. But that's it. Other than that, I have not looked at this thing. I am going to turn down my music just a little bit because it's a little bit distracting for me. We've got a minimal amount of decals, but we have decals. And what else have we got? Typical stuff that comes in Academy kits. How to use clippers. Warnings about something before starting to assemble, read the instructions, all that good stuff. Got quite the little book here for instructions, even though 3 trees, and it looks like a pretty simple little build. I don't think I'll have too much trouble. I could probably assemble this thing without the instructions, because it's fairly obvious. Part of the engine going on the top there, the propeller, these two go together. Front of the engine is going to go on there, on the nose, you know, things like that. Oh, these are wings. I know where the wings go. And this is, looks like the cockpit there. A bomb and another bomb. Landing gear. What do you call them? Covers? I can't think of it. Anyway, I'm not going to try and assemble it without the instructions though. And we have some clear pieces here. It looks like maybe 2 options for the canopy shape. I guess depending on whether you're doing the 6 or the 8. It's probably what it's all about. So there's that. I'm going to get rid of my snow. This is snow from the AT-AT, which I don't need that. I'll just put it there for now. So let's get into this. We have, I'm guessing it's just a lot of options. Question mark there, and there. Yep, sure enough, it's the A8 version canopy and the A6 version. The A6 is very angled and straight, and the A8 is a little bit more curved. Yeah. So, I think this guy's going to be a nice complement to my 1/72nd scale P-51 Mustang. I love that. Because I got this done about a week and a half ago, something like that. Did all that done. And I'm going to put these guys on display like the Mustang's going to be chasing the German plane. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's get back into this here. We've got our colors there all marked out that we're supposed to do, but this plane is basically, they want it all dark gray. It's nice that they actually have it labeled rather than just giving me a bunch of lettering to go by. They actually tell me dark gray, red, gunmetal, metallic gray. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's a nice change rather than giving me color chart going A, B, C, D, E, like that, and then I've got to remember what is D and what's E and what's J and blah blah blah. So that's kind of nice. It's a nice little change. The first things I want to do, they want me to assemble the cockpit. I gotta find the cockpit here. I don't think I'm going to need the wings just yet. So I'll probably put those over there safely. I don't know how much detail I want to go into this. As I'm sure you guys know, I'm much more used to, come on, planes. See, it's raining today, and so the planes taking off at the airport are that much louder when it's raining. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm much more used to building 48 scale airplanes, not 72. So 72, of course, everything's all a little bit smaller, or much smaller, and although they do quite a lot of detail, it's not quite as much. And yeah, it's just the nature of the beast, the way it is. I'm going to change my glasses because this is smaller. There we go. So this is going to sit down in there. Just like that. I do want to clean this up a little bit. The top of the seat is a little... Is that music loud for you? It's loud for me. It's a little annoying too. But what's better, the music or the planes taking off? I don't know. But anyway. What's kind of funny, so two totally different brands, or manufacturers, model builders, whatever you want to call it. This was not an Academy build. I didn't even have to do anything for the cockpit on this one at all. It was all part of the fuselage, and the fuselage was one piece on this thing. This whole piece was all one piece. So then I just put the wings on, the intake here, the wings, propellers, the exhaust pipes, canopy, done. That's all there was. Oh, and the covers for the landing gear. And that's it. And this one was never designed or intended to have the landing gear up, so I had to do a little bit of customization here to get this to close properly, and same with this one, with the tail, the rear landing gear. So yeah, because I wanted these, they're in flight, in combat, so obviously landing gear's up. Anyway, that was that. So we'll see how this goes. This is obviously a fatter plane, so they're doing cockpit detail that I can actually assemble. I need B4. This is C. Where are you? A. I threw this one in there prematurely. B. I need number 4. 1, 2, 3, 12. There's 4. Tiny little joystick. To do that. side because the joystick is actually sticking through the bottom there, and it's got glue on it now, so I don't want it to stick to my paper. Alright, now we get the two halves. That's okay. And I also need C15. Okay. Clean this up. Now what I want to do, my plan, once I got this assembled and painted, I want this to look like the P-51 has fired on it and has damaged it, and this thing is actually going down. So I want to do maybe a couple of bullet holes in it, and maybe have a little bit of smoke coming out of it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, trying to figure what am I going to do to simulate the smoke coming out. I'm not quite sure. I could go with like what do they call that stuff? It's like a pillow filler kind of stuff, right? Maybe I could try that. That's an option, I think, is using a little bit of that filler and then kind of just pulling it out a little bit and having it kind of trail off. Maybe. I have never done anything like that before. I've seen a few like videos and stuff on YouTube and whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, I've never tried it, so it'd be something new to me. Figure out how this goes in there. It goes like that. Okay, and then this. Goes like that, I guess. See, if I don't bother painting it now. See, they don't even tell me to paint anything on there. There's no decals. There are very, very faint buttons and things. Okay. Get the black, but I'm going to cheat and I'm going to paint with my screwdriver. As you know, I do that a lot. Paint with my screwdriver because I don't want to have to clean the brush. I like it a lot. Basically because I don't need to worry about any detail on this, that's why I'm doing it like this. There we go, and that's good enough. Just like that. So really all the detail I need. I was kind of thinking of actually painting the inside of the canopy, at least a lot of it, a gray, whitish color to simulate the smoke inside the cockpit, because it's been shot and he's going down, he's lost control, he can't see, he's basically gonna have to get out of the plane or he's gonna die, that kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So I could just take the clear part of the canopy and just paint inside of it, like a bunch of it, just a very like white grayish inside. So it's like, hey, the canopy's full of, this cockpit's full of smoke, right? Kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Yeah, so again, that's why I'm not going to bother doing any kind of detail on the inside there. So these are going to go together like this. Yeah, see, that's a fat plane compared to the Mustang. Look at that. It's fat. Chonkers. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm body shaming here. Body shaming the poor airplane. Aww. Anyway, let's add some glue on here. Let's start getting this assembled. Goes like that, sort of, kind of. Won't know exactly until I got it together, both halves. That's how that's going to go. So I think I should paint that whole thing. Best. Is that going to be a pain to paint if I put this in there? Maybe a little bit. Be a pain if I never put the cockpit in. Let's see here. Oh, I see something. Okay. That's all I want to see. So, I'm just going to paint the rest of this dashboard. You might be wondering, why are you even bothering if you're just going to paint your whole cockpit gray? Well, because in the end, when I'm actually doing all that, I might decide not to. And if I decide not to, I want to have the detail on there painted already. So that's why. Okay, throw some glue on this side. And everywhere else. And get her put together. Typical fashion, I'm going to have to tape it to hold it together nice and tight like it's supposed to be. Sure, I'll use the white tape, but I'm just going to use little pieces. Looks like I got a bit of a fingerprint. Oh, that will go away when I paint it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to let that sit. Now, one thing I did want to do, I want to try and mimic the colors on the box, which means I want to get that yellow. Here's another picture they show on the sides here. So I want to do that yellow on the front of it like that. I don't know if I'll do that swirl on the propeller. Wow. That was painful to say. I don't know why. But anyway, so that basically means this piece here, wherever it is here, I might as well just leave off and paint it all by itself, because it's going to be yellow, rather than putting it on there and then masking it to paint. I'll just paint it as it sits. Now, that being said, I prefer to spray paint it if I can. Well, of course I'll be able to spray paint it, but I might not have yellow spray paint. I have not looked, because so much of my stuff has been some shade of gray, or even blue or red. I haven't had a need for yellow, not in spray paint. I don't want to do it by brush because it's going to take 3, 4, 5 coats to get it to cover and actually look good, but then that makes it so thick. See, I've got yellow if I am so inclined to paint it by brush, but I don't want to paint it by brush, so I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to go look to see if I have yellow spray paint, and I will be right back. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to change my glasses so I don't fall down the stairs. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I don't have yellow spray paint, so that's something I'm going to have to go buy. Kind of sucks because I got such a minimal amount of use for yellow, but it's so much better than trying to paint this by brush. So that's going to have to wait. So we're not going to be putting the prop on just yet. We're going to skip this part for a little while until I can get some yellow paint. In the meantime, we have two pieces, two versions that are going to go up top here. The A6 and the A8. What do you think? Should I do the A6 or the A8? I'm going to do the A8. That's what I'm going to do. So, if I'm doing the A8, that means I need number 11. And it also means I need my other glasses. 11, there we go. This is the one we want. Basically, because I don't have yellow spray paint, that means I'm not going to get to finish this until I have it. Now, I do have 2 hours. I could run down to the hobby store and get it, buy some paint. That wouldn't be too hard to do. I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Ooh, excuse me. down. Actually, I'm going to use this stuff. It's because this sets a little faster. Safe to let go? Pretty much. But I want to do this just to make sure. Alright, so that's that. Now I want to put the tail fins on. What do they call them? Elevators? That's a tail fin. So the rear wings? I don't know. Shit. Where'd you go? Hey, Mr. Wing, where'd you go? I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found a little airplane. He came off of my USS Enterprise aircraft carrier. What are you doing under there? It's supposed to be in the garbage. It doesn't look like, well, I guess it does. There is a possibility of up and a down. Fits fine there. Won't fit in that one because of the tape. Okay, so it makes no difference which side is which. The only thing that's going to matter is the angle of the wing. See that? So, kind of the trick is finding the happy medium between the two. Find 90 degrees. We're very close to it. Let it sit for a minute. Like that. That's about 90 degrees, roughly. Like that. Yeah, that looks good if I let it sit like that, and more gravity holds it. Let that sit for a minute just like that while the glue sets. Meanwhile, I can assemble the wings, or the main wing. It's got a little antenna sticking off of it right there. I anticipate that not lasting very long. I have a tendency, for whatever reason, to bust those little antennas off when they're pre-molded onto the planes. Seems to be my destiny to bust those off whenever they are molded on there for me. Here's the when I built the A10 Warthog, it had that on the one wing. It lasted right up until I was almost done, and then just in a freak moment of doink, it was gone. It lasted so long, but in the end it got taken off. I think I was able to put it back on. I don't remember now. I'd have to go down and look at the model again. Don't remember if that's cut the antenna on it or not. Still. So, it goes on each side. Doesn't look like we've got any locator pins whatsoever, so I get to just kind of guess. I guess I don't really have to guess, because this won't fit properly if it's this way. So this is correct for this side. So I'll lay down some glue. Should be okay now. Just sit like that. Seems lined up pretty good. Looks like it. It's interesting, the flaps on these wings. I'm not sure if it's two flaps separate or if it's only this part. This part, although it's got a line that goes along there, it's hard to say. This part definitely goes right to the tip. Definitely a flap there, but this part, I don't know. I'd have to look at pictures of the plane or something like that, actually in flight or whatever. Bit extra with the glue in that hole. Fill that hole with the glue. That's better. There we go. Wings assembled. Now I could put those pieces in now, so I want to let that sit for a minute. And let's go back to the tail wing. Tail rudder? Would that be what it's called? I think that might be it. Tail rudder. Ding. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that should look okay when it's done. Very straight wings on that plane. See, that is just a total, like, nothing. See why they lost. No. So I'm going to leave this. How am I going to let this sit? I need to let it sit without actually sitting on the wings. Let's see here. Move this, move my glue, because I need to get to the next cage. Next page is the landing gear. What I'm going to do, set up a little plane holder thing. There. Okay, wings. And we need these pieces. Now hopefully these fit nice. Close up. Now I have a feeling already that these don't actually cover the wheels completely, and the wheels would be slightly exposed even with the landing gear up. I think. Based on the fact that we've got a totally round indentation there for the wheel, but this is not round. So I have a feeling this goes like that. It doesn't fit there, it doesn't fit. So I've got to trim off this piece in here, inside here, to actually allow that to sit down in the groove. And sure enough, the wheel would be exposed there. So I might wind up having to put the wheel, partial wheel in there too. Let's just take this and go snip. Do that on this side. Cheating by using snips to trim that away. Such a cheater. Well, at least the plastic is easy to work with. It's kind of funny, you know, these airplane models these days, they're not really designed to be assembled with the landing gear up. It's like they just assume that you're going to build the model with the landing gear down. You see, now that sits in there, but not quite, because I got to deal with that one too. Whenever you decide that you want to have your landing gear up. See, when I was a kid, I hated the landing gear. I thought planes look so much cooler with the landing gear up. And I wanted all my planes hanging from the ceiling by wires and everything, so it's like they're flying. But back in those days, it seemed like it was easier to assemble a plane and have the landing gear up. It's like the molds were correct for either way. Nowadays, like this is now the third one I've done, third model I've built in the last 6 months that I want to have the landing gear up. And I've had to modify the covers in order to get them to fit. Still won't fit right. I might have to make this actually a thinner piece of plastic in order to get it to fit properly. Although, you know, when you look at it, it looks okay, but it's not sitting flush. So it's going to take some more work, especially on that edge, to really look at that. The tendency too is to press harder and everything, and that's where you can make mistakes. And finally lets go and create scratches where you don't want. Basically accidentally create a panel line where you don't want one. It is easy to dig into the plastic where you don't really want to by mistake. I just realized I'm sitting here doing this work way back here. You probably can't even see what I'm doing. I don't even have it on this camera. Sorry about that. As I'm sitting back and working on it so close to my chest. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So now that I've worked on that a little bit, let's see how we're doing here. Which one's this one? That sits down a little bit better. I think I can live with that one. That one looks okay. Okay. And now this one. How are you? I don't know. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm okay. That side's okay too. Let me get some glue on there and press it down. It'll hold it and it should be alright. It's just a matter of that tire. So the wheels are going to be exposed just that little tiny bit. You see that there? That's where, let me get the proper angle. You can see where the wheel is going to be exposed in there. Just that little bit. So, where are my wheels? Here are my wheels. I might wind up having to grind them off, cut them in half. We'll see here. So if I just lay one down in there, where it would be. So, what am I going to do about that? How much of this wheel is exposed? Now, assuming that's the axle, and it is, that's where the axle would go, so that's the middle of the wheel right there. And that's how much wheel is exposed, just like that, right? Less than half the wheel. Now I could cut this wheel in half, right there. And I could cut this out. I could just get my Dremel and Dremel that all out so that the wheel fits deeper, right? Like I can Dremel this all out here. So that the wheel, I could literally glue the wheel to the back of this and it will fit in there like it's supposed to. Because having the wheel sit there, it's actually sitting raised up farther than it should be. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Dremel out those holes so the wheels can sit deeper, and I think that's going to be a lot easier than trying to shave off the back of the wheel. Trying to shave the wheel, yeah. I'd have to hold on to it, use the Dremel, shave it off. I think it's a lot easier just to drill out the hole. Drill out the holes there and there. What I do want to do is give myself a guide to how far over I can drill before I'm getting into the wing. Actually, it's not going to make any difference. It won't make any difference. Hey, guess who's back? Who's that? Superman 420. Wow. Haven't seen you in a long time. I think this is dry enough that I can take this off now. Today I am building a Focke-Wulf Fw190A. One of these. This guy here. Little 1/72nd scale to go along with my P-51 Mustang here. They're going to have a dogfight, and the German plane's going to lose. Yeah, World War II plane. From like 1941 or something like that. Yeah, so I am going to drill those out, and that way I can have that wheel sit in there flush. I don't want to do that right now though. That's a problem for future me. See, now I've got those wings. Pretty much, they look pretty good just sitting like that. And yeah, it's alright. Cockpit's got enough detail in it that I don't really need to do anymore. So you can see there's not a heck of a lot of cockpit you can even see in there. So there's no point in trying to do a lot of detail. How long have I been working on this one? How long have I been streaming here? About an hour. It's about an hour, something like that. It's not a lot to these smaller planes. Put them together pretty quick. Yeah, well, there's not a lot of pieces, right? This is literally, let's see, the seat and the cockpit are two pieces in there, the two wings, and then the two halves. Done, just like that. And then this is three pieces, 1, 2, and 3. Done. And it's actually, my next step is to glue this on here like that. But I'm not going to glue it yet. That's how it's going to sit, like that. The glue I use is the Tamiya. I use their regular stuff like this here, and I use their super extra thin glue, depending on the particular piece and how it's going together. Those are pretty much my go-tos as far as the glue goes. Sometimes I have a need to use CA glue if I need something that's really stubborn, but that's very rare that I need to actually use that stuff. Not happy with the way that is fitting in there. Yeah, it doesn't fit very well. Well, that's stopping it. Let's see here. There we go, that's better. Hey, don't need glue. Woo! Is that how planes go? Woo! No. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Here's what put that nose piece on there. Starting to look like a plane. You think so? They go woo! Woo! Yeah. Thought it was more like meow. Something like that, wasn't it? I think woo sounds pretty good. Well, I do need to drill those out. I gotta get that out, and that's kind of where I'm stuck at now. I need to drill those out so the I'll do this instant 180-degree turns. Just like, yeah, more maneuverable than an F-22. Oh, we've got to assemble the bomb. Now, do I want the bomb to have been deployed? Because I do have that option. I could just have the little bracket and cradle for it and just leave it and not actually have the bomb attached. And then it'd be like, okay, so he dropped the bomb, he doesn't have the bomb anymore, you know, and then encountered the Mustang and the Mustang's going after him. I think that's plausible. The rear wheel does not actually get to hide anywhere, so it is permanently sticking out. Rear landing gear. I need to change glasses again. So that is going to go right in there, so let's use this. The fun part is going to be painting this, because I don't use airbrush, and this has a lot of little detail on it. If I want to try and mimic the paint job on it that's on the box, I'm going to have a fun time trying to do that with spray cans. Because there's a lot of, I'm going to call it splotchy paint detail on that. Let's try and get that where it's not. That's going to be fun to try and mimic with spray cans. But I don't have the 200 bucks to go and spend on a basic airbrush kit. And I've never done airbrushing before, so I probably just screw it up anyway. So, I don't think there's much else I can do. What the heck is that? That goes on the wing here. They do have guns. I was wondering where they have their guns. They've got a gun here and here that's going to go in there on each wing, but then they've got these pods there and there. That's kind of cool. They don't show the pods on the picture. That's interesting. That's okay. You think I can do it? Well, the techniques that I use when I'm using the spray paint, if I want to do a camouflage, I'll cut out the cardboard. So I can just take the bottom of the box and I can cut a couple of holes in it and then use that as a template to spray little spots. But I'll have to worry about that when I get to it. For now, I need to go and get myself some yellow spray paint so that I can paint this piece, and I need to get my Dremel and drill out these two holes. I don't want to use the Dremel I don't want to stream using the Dremel because it's crazy loud and a bit of a pain in the ass. So I'll just wait to do that at a later time. I'll do that afterwards. But I'm kind of stuck not being able to do much else until I get that done. I can put the weapon pods on here, I think. So they're going to go there. Let's see how that's going to look. Ambulances. So this is going to go, so they don't even have like an exact spot that it's supposed to go. It just kind of sits here, I guess. It kind of slides back. I can put it anywhere I want. I guess it would go about there, and then there's a couple of cannons that stick out there, and then so you got 3, and that's it. And you put one on each side. Crazy violence? No, it's just an ambulance going by. There's a bit of a highway outside, and so yeah, I hear emergency vehicles go multiple times a day. Of course, I'm near the airport too, so anytime there's anything. Plus, it doesn't help, there's also a fire hall that's right near my place, and yeah, so any kind of thing. They jump in and take off, and yeah. One of those things. One of those things you just get used to, and then you don't even think about it anymore. All right, well, I think I'm kind of done. Like I said, I need to get yellow paint, and I need to do some dremeling on there so that I can put those pieces on. Get those tires in there, so those will look like that. Just like that. And I got painting to do. And there's another emergency vehicle is about to go by. Oh, sounds like he's shutting down. Oh, ambulance. Getting stuck in traffic. Alright, Superman, well, if you're going to sleep, then have a good sleep. As for me, I think I need to head out so that I can go get some paint that I need for this, and then I can do that. School tomorrow, yeah. What time is it where you are? Oh, Sweden, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Alright, well, Superman, have a good night. Basically morning, yeah. How long till you gotta go to school? How many hours are you gonna sleep? Alright then. Sleep free. Well, that's cool. Cool. That's what counts, right? Well, you have a good sleep. Have a good night, and I am going to finish up here, and I'm going to head out myself. And yeah, so we'll call it quits for today. And so thanks for watching, everyone. Next time, we'll get to finishing this off. and doing a bunch of painting. And yeah, it's coming along pretty quick. And that'll be it. Alright, so once again, thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, until we see you again.